Let us pause to reflect for a moment on exactly how much loot we got out of that dungeon there. 45 diamonds. Whatever 28 plus 64 is blocks of iron. And then some. 36 blocks of gold. And then some. 17 blocks of lapis lazuli. And then some. Yeah. 64 more emeralds. Actually, no, 70 emeralds. 16... 27 ender pearls. Oh, and this thing. I wonder where I ought to put this thing. Yeah, the Centennial Trophy for opening 100 chests. I would not be surprised if there were 100 chests in that one dungeon alone. I'll put it out here. What else? Lots of honey. A replacement bow. Lots of arrows, lots of string, lots of bread. Awful lot of bread. Eyes of Ender. Some seeds. A good chunk of experience. I think the only real issues here are that I no longer have leggings or boots. I mean, I could go back there and grab what I actually no, I've got leggings. I got spare leggings. I just didn't get them from the dungeon. So I'll just put these on. But all the same, my point is that that was one very, very one very, very long dungeon. And I seem to have gotten enough resources out of it to build that thing that I've been, I guess you could say, planning towards. There's no quest for it, but it's a pretty powerful device, regardless of just how powered down things are. I mean, it used to be that you get five iron ingots out of one block of ore, but I guess since they don't do blocks of ore anymore, yeah, like I said, there's no quest for it. But one thing I need a good amount of right now is steel, and to make steel, you need coal. So I suppose what I ought to do is sort this stuff, my loot from the dungeon, make a couple of more chests. Come to think of it, that reminds me. There is I know it's a work in progress, but there are quests here for storage. I wonder if I ought to start in on those. Yeah, it looks like just doing that gave me some quests because I got backpacks. A Sorcerer's Delight. Must be those slime balls. And an enchantable book. Enchanted book, I mean. And another enchanted book. I guess it must be the nature of the... the nature of the reward. But anyway, I need more storage, and I need more coal. Let's see, what's this here? Any wooden tier storage. They take ordinary chests. I'm tempted to just sort of take this chest out, but that would really put the cat amongst the pigeons. So all I'm going to do now is make a nice chest. Actually, if that counts for the quests, okay, how can it not? It doesn't look like it does. I'm looking through these. I don't see a wooden chest anywhere. Or rather, I don't see an oak chest. An ordinary oak chest. I guess I'll have to grab some different wood. I'm sure that there's some around. If I don't have any on me, which I don't appear to, I'll just pop out here. Yeah, there's a jungle tree. I got some of that, and I can use the wood I got from the jungle sapling I planted to make the chest. I suppose eventually I ought to get into something like applied energistics in order to get the stuff to take up less space. And always replant. It's nice and sustainable that way. Thing to do on a rainy day, isn't it? Might as well get the stick out of my way. Okay, so let's try this with a jungle chest. I know that was in there. How is it not? Unless it's one of those things where, I mean, this looks like a quark jungle chest. This might be one of those things where there's multiple recipes and I've got to factor that in. Because you can choose from between the multiple recipes. If I were to try this a second time, would I be able to choose? It doesn't look like it. How do they expect me to complete this quest if I can't build anything in it? Well, I could use barrels. Those apparently count. Well, we're coming across some redstone. Well, yeah, during that raid I came across, I got some, so I'll build a barrel instead of a chest. That ought to be a bit more reliable. It'll be out of jungle wood too. There we go, much better. Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of difference between barrels and chests, except that you can put them in barrels. I think are more flexible as far as where you can stick them. Where are all the metals that wait, here, yeah. So I'm going to put all these materials in. I got one with redstone in it though, and it wasn't that one. I'll have to sort through all this stuff. And wait till I get a... Why is the recipe for a block of lapis so far back, even though it's arguably such a common recipe? Such an easy one to make, and a logical one to make too, and yet they rank it all the way back there. That does not belong in there. You can get an idea of how big of a haul this that one raid was, and since well, come to think of it, there was something else on this map here. It's that brown square thingy. I wonder if there's this other place I ran into en route, and I'll probably show you what it is when I'm finished with all this stuff. Oh look, an invisible trader's back. I keep clicking this and not meaning to. Yeah, 'cause this is all the stuff I got in that one dungeon raid. Of course, it was a big dungeon. It took like 7 episodes worth of time to raid the thing, but maybe I'll keep some of this stuff in here. Did I? Yeah, I do have more obsidian somewhere. I know that. And I'll just dump the rest of this here. Yeah, look at all this. I almost filled a double-sized chest. Although some of the loot's from other dungeons, but not all of it. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to claim my reward: a farmer's delight and a basic tier upgrade. Then there's upgraded storage. Any gold tier. Looks like it's just an upgrade. Basic to iron tier. Well, that shouldn't be hard. Huh. Didn't know there was that much of a difference. It looks like it's similar to iron backpacks. You know, they've got those upgrade slots too. But they're not quite alike. It's just that you wear one of them on the back, and the other one, yeah, functionally they're the same. So I'm going to just stow this here. Huh. My redstone was easily divisible by 9, so I made blocks out of it. Interesting. Okay. And make this nice upgrade here, like that. Then if I apply it, voila. Yeah, I made the inventory bigger. And now they must really want to get me into magic. Keep getting Sorcerer's Delight, but I'm a bit split on about whether or not I should actually take it up. I mean, it's not a bad idea. So anyway, it looks like I've already got a pretty hefty chunk of coal. Problem is, I'm doing this outside. There's always the danger that you might get hit by something. What I ought to do is... What the... Oh lordy, what is this? Okay, I'm trying to swing at this idea. Oh lord. Did I just... Well, at least there's one of those llamas alive there. I was trying to... And the... Okay, these wandering traders, they can go inside wherever you are. And when they do, they accidentally make you vulnerable to skeletons. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna roof this place. Give it a nice roof. That's where my cabling got to. I'll need to string some up in my machine room. Yeah, I gotta take this down. So glad it actually came out. I mean, there were a couple of mods, or at least were a couple of mods, where if you tried using a pickaxe on a machine, the machine wouldn't actually be picked up, it would just break. Mechanism doesn't play those kinds of games, though, fortunately. So let's see, I've got one metallurgic infuser here. That's all very well and good, but I will need 2 of them. I just want to get rid of that skeleton. There we go. What is this? Alright, so I need more... Where to put this stuff? I keep losing it. I'm gonna put this backpack here just so it doesn't get in my way. And these. There is so much stuff I got out of that dungeon. Keep forgetting to. Okay, so we need another metallurgic infuser. Now, why would I need 2 of the same machine? Well, because I'm going to put the what comes out of one into the other. The compressed carbon I had. Did I already... I don't think I used it up, did I? Ah, here it is. Okay. Another thing I need is stairs, I guess. So I'm going to take... I'm going to put, these 2 right next to each other. Then the output, it's already set up that way. So let's see. That's 240 millibuckets. I think that infusing one costs 10. So I need 24 blocks of... What are you doing in here? Okay, 24 blocks of iron. And I can use that to make steel. I think I already made some glass, because as I said earlier, I'm going to need a lot of osmium. Mostly for mechanism in general. Let's see if I was right about this. I mean, if I wasn't, there'll just be iron left over. Yeah, I was right. But, oh, auto eject isn't on. There, now they're both working in parallel. You'd expect this thing to be pretty well charged, but it isn't because I wasn't anywhere near home. I wasn't in the same chunk as it. And, I mean, I have to put something together that that keeps a particular chunk loaded. I know it sounds kind of off to have a hefty price for just standing there, but that's usually the case. I don't know whether it is here, but it's usually the case. So let me see, what else? I certainly need osmium. I've got a pretty hefty chunk of that. While I'm thinking about this, are there any other ways where I can... I mean, mechanism gives you, well, it does odd things with the raw ore. See, the enrichment chamber, it only refines it to like, is it 1 1/4? Maybe it's 1 1/3 actually. I was wrong about that. But if I were to build a purification chamber, I could, yeah, and then a crusher and then an enrichment chamber. I actually could get like a 2-to-1 ratio with those 3 machines. The only drawback, however, is that you need either oxygen or flint, I think, to use in the purification chamber. And of course all of them cost steel. But enough of all that, let's go to the digital miner. It has a few different levels of construction. Well, like you have to build a personal chest, and then make that into a robot, and then make that into the digital miner. It's a pretty sophisticated recipe. So I'm going to take some of this osmium and run it through here. I'm also going to need diamonds, because it uses some of them, and obsidian, because it uses some of them too. Assuming I can never keep track of where I put these things. It's downright embarrassing, especially under these circumstances. I'll need gold. I don't know how much gold though. But you know, I'll definitely need storage space. So I'm just going to stow some of the stuff that I don't really need. Okay, that's 24 units of steel. I'll just blast that in the blast furnace. Where's my glass? I know I dug some up and dug up some sand and made glass out of it. I didn't put it in here, did I? No. But if it isn't in either of the... It couldn't have just up and vanished, could it? No, wait. I never took it out of here. That's what happened. So let's discuss the personal chest that's going to start construction of the digital miner. It takes 2 barrels, 2 ordinary barrels, and a basic control circuit. Now that I'm going to need multiple of those basic control circuits, so I'm going to enrich some of this redstone. I'm going to take some of some of the osmium in the furnace. I think I'll make these control circuits on an as-needed basis. But I'd like to make at least one 80 mil, well, 1 unit of compressed redstone, I should say, makes 4 of them. I only need 1 for the personal chest, but I'm probably going to need more as things go on. Yeah, really ought to have the furnace in here, maybe a furnace in here. Oh, and wait, the personal chest. Does it only take barrels, or? Well, for the time being, I'm gonna conclude that it does. It's safer that way. I need 2 barrels. I also need the wandering trader out of my way, so I can actually craft stuff. So I'm going to take these and put these here. Voila, 2 barrels. And there we have it, 1 personal chest. And since the personal chest is a quest, I'm going to grab whatever's on offer here. They certainly like their advanced chemical tanks here, don't they?